Hey, how's everybody doing? It's your boy Airboy, and I'm back with another FanBoyAaron review, and this time I'm going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Leader Class Megatron, Dark of the Moon Megatron. And as usual, before we look at the figure, we're going to take a look at his box. He is a Leader Class figure, so he's pretty hefty. There we have Studio Series, Megatron, he's number 34. Dark the Moon. You can see the backdrop in there, I'll show that later. Some nice artwork of Megatron. There's Megatron. This side of the box, not much. Top of the box, not much. Bottom, not much. This side, same artwork of Megatron and his minion, Igor. And here on the back of the box, just product shots. There's Jetfire. I do not plan on getting him. It's a big box, so just bear with me here. There is a product shot, and there's a bio. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, here it is. From his secluded African base, Megatron schemes with his Decepticon followers. That was a very brief bio. Okay, let's get the box out of here and get back to the main event, that being this figure. And I will say this, it is not my favorite Megatron figure from the Studio Series line, but it's easily my second favorite. I absolutely love how this thing turned out. The fact that it's bigger and it visually better represents what it's supposed to represent better than the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, at least color-wise, is why it's my second favorite. That plus its size. Did I say size? I don't know. It's a big size. It's about a foot long, I think, if I had to guess. Let's get in closer here so we can look at some of the details. Now, I wish there was a little more paint on this guy, but what he has, honestly, it works, and he's meant to look like old, rusty garbage, so the lack of paint kind of helps add to that effect. There's a bit of gunmetal for the windows. This, like, bronze rust color on the sides and on these spikes. These spikes are made of a soft rubber, so so kids don't accidentally murder themselves while playing with it. Some gunmetal gray on the smokestacks. There's some silver on the tanker here. And underneath, you can see little bits of robot part. It's a little hollow here, but, yeah. And there's a cloth and the chain. These two things are separate parts. They are two of the 4 accessories this figure comes with. He rolls actually quite nicely, despite his size. Let's go ahead and get the vehicle mode comparisons out of the way. Let's brighten up that camera a little bit. There we go. Now, for comparison, here he is with, who should I start with? I'll get some secondary comparisons out of the way. First, here he is with the Last Night Barricade. As you can see, he's a bit bigger than Barricade, as he should be. Here he is with Studio Series Ratchet. And of course, he's bigger than the Ratchet. Here he is with Optimus Prime. Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime with the trailer. And yeah, they're more or less the same size. I mean, this is all one big piece. This back part doesn't come off. But with the trailer, yeah, they are more or less the same size. Optimus has about an inch or so lengthwise. As far as the main truck parts go, they are about the same size. Nearly. Let's go ahead and get them out of the way. And just because I have him sitting here for some reason, I don't know why, here he is next to the Takara Dark of the Moon Air Raid. He wasn't even in the movie, but, you know, what the hell. Alright. And, hell, you know, I forgot my star screen. Hold on, I will be right back. Alright, where was I? Oh, yeah. Here he is next to Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Starscream. And this is also the same appearance Starscream had in Dark of the Moon, so, you know, that works too. You see, a bit bigger than Starscream. And now the comparisons everyone really wants to see. Here he is next to the Movie 1 Megatron, my personal favorite of the Studio Series Megatrons. Oops, I'll just move that. These, both these Megatrons are pretty big. And here he is next to Revenge of the Fallen Megatron with the DNA upgrade kit. Alright, and that does it for the vehicle mode comparisons. Now, Dark of the Moon Megatron does come with a few accessories. 2 of them are already attached to him, this rubber chain and this cloth. The other 2 accessories are this little Igor. I believe that's what they call him. I don't know what he is, and he's not relevant to the story in Dark of the Moon whatsoever. But he is a neat little addition. I mean, the fact he was in the movie at all is probably the only reason he's with this guy. As far as I know, there's not really anywhere you can store him on vehicle mode. I mean, the most you're going to get is just sitting him on top of the truck like that. Yeah, we'll get rid of you. The last accessory he comes with, my personal favorite, is Shotgun. The original Dark of the Moon figure that came out back in 2009, I believe. It came with a big cannon that was not film accurate. This, however, this gun is accurate to what he used in the movie. It's a little hollow on this side, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. It's not that bad. It's pretty decent. It's got some nice silver paint on it to help bring out some of that detail. And you can store this on the vehicle mode underneath the truck. There is like a little tab right there. And on the gun, there's a little slot hole right there. And that'll just plug in just like that. Ta-da. Alright, let's go ahead and transform this guy. I'm going to remove his accessories. What you want to do first, you want to remove the cloth and the chains. You want to do that, you want to come under here and unhook the chain. Just give it a little pull. I am worried about how well the loops on these chains will hold up over time, but, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And you can just take this extra stuff and put it aside. Here, I'll give you a quick look at him without all that stuff on. And, yeah, it's not bad. Alright, now, transform this guy. Where do we want to start? First, I think we can flip these wheels in, for starters. Go over here, pull these tabs loose. Then, let's see. Let's go ahead and get the hard part out of the way. That would be pulling this part out. Oh, God, I can't remember how to do this. Oh, I remember. Okay, you want to pull it up. There we go. You can see it tabs in, secure it nice and securely in there. I'm going to get the camera to focus a little better. Brighten it up so you can see. Pull this back part up and out. There we go. I'm going to raise the camera a bit because this guy gets pretty big. And once you do that, you just want to swivel this little assembly out. Well, first pull this out of the way best you can. Then just swivel the arm out. As you can see in here, it's on a double hinge, so just pull that out. The same on the other side. Just sometimes you gotta come down here and get the lower arms out of the way as well. Just pull that out. You can come in here, flip up the head, and you want to come in here, push the chest in, take these 2 parts, flip them up. You can see there's a little slot hole in there meant for that little peg right there. It doesn't really fit in there super securely. It's mainly meant as like a resting point as far as I can tell. You can see there's this little gray bar and there's those little swooping points there on his hips. You want to get those to click together, well, first you gotta pull the legs apart. Easier said than done. There's a lot of connecting points here on the legs. Then just dig it, press it. It should hold together fairly securely. Now the legs, well, hold on, we're not quite done with the upper body yet. You want to come up here, and these little panels here are on a double hinge in here. Just close it up, flush against his arms like that. You want to turn these panels on his lower arms, close them up, pull them out. Then you want to rotate them all the way around and push them flush against his arms. Same thing on the other side. Close that. Pull out. Rotate. And push it flush against his arms. Helps you bring the arms out a little bit. Alright, there we go. Now let's move on to the legs. First thing you want to do is you want to rotate it there. You go to this part, you want to rotate that. Then you want to flip it up. You want to take this whole assembly on the leg, take this panel, fold it down, rotate. Then you take this whole back part here. Well, first you can take this part, fold it in. Then you take this whole back part and fold it up. It's on a big double hinge right in there. Just fold it up like that. You come to this part here, rotate it all the way around, and you can't quite see it. Right there in the leg, there is a little tab that'll go into a slot hole right there inside the leg to hold it in place. And you rotate the toes, then you just repeat the process on the other side. Fold down this panel, rotate this part, flip it up, rotate the lower leg, fold that up, bring that whole assembly up, rotate this part all the way around, make sure it's tabbed in, flip the toes, and I think we're about done. Oh, you can take this panel on his back and just fold it up flush against his body. See, there's these two little pegs there that go in those slots there. It'll hold his back into place. Connect, damn you. There we go. Come to his legs, orientate them properly, and yeah, sometimes the waist likes to pop loose a bit. That is one problem I have with mine. I mean, in your case, your mileage may vary, but you never know. I don't think I'm supposed to do that. There we go. Bring these legs up like that, then up there. Same thing on the other side. Bring the hinge all the way down, up like that. And just let me go over him, make sure I got everything orientated properly. And I think I got it. I don't know. Well, maybe. Okay, hold on. What am I doing wrong? Connect. Connect, damn you. There we go. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Hold on. Alright, turns out I was doing everything right. It's just... it would be a case of your mileage may vary depending on the figure itself, but for some reason mine has some joints that don't want to close up all the way properly, but even still, it's not a problem. Anyway, here we have Megatron in his robot mode, and yeah, it's not too bad. Definitely an upgrade from the last Dark of the Moon Megatron we got back when that movie came out. And of course, if you want to complete the look, we can attach his cloth and his chains. What do you want to do with the chain? You want to wrap them around his chest like this. You see on the back here, there are these 4 little plastic hooks. You just want to loop the chains around those. You can take a little bit of a effort here and there. Just squeeze that in place. There we go. There we got his chains. And now his cloak. Very easy to hook up. You just place it on top. Get the thing around his head. And there we have Dark of the Moon, Megatron all dressed up. And he looks pretty damn good, I gotta say. Definitely captures the rusty, worn out, fallen king vibe Dark of the Moon Megatron was meant to represent. Now I'm going to remove his hood long enough you can get a look at some of that lovely mechanical detail. Another well done piece from the Studio Series line, I gotta say. The old rusty, worn out looking colors definitely helps maintain the illusion that this is a former king forced to live in a desert outhouse, which is pretty much what Megatron became in Dark of the Moon. Very nice, movie accurate head sculpt with a bit of his face there blasted off. I'm going to go ahead and give him his... Well, first I'm going to show off the Poseability. The head is on a ball joint. You can look up about that far. Can't really look that far down. You can look about that far left and right. The shoulders can do a full rotation. They can go out that far. There is rotation right below the bicep. There's a hinge here and a hinge here. So he's got a full bend at the elbow, double jointed elbow. And the fingers can move up and down. This hand, the thumb and the fingers can move separately. The other hand is just all one piece. And the hands themselves are also made of a soft rubbery plastic. Hips, the legs can't really go back at all. They can go forward about that far. You can go out. He can, I think he can do the full splits, maybe? I don't want to try to force it to. See the knee. You can bend about that far. That far. The knee pad itself is on a hinge. And there's a hinge here. And there's some pivot at the tilt at the toe. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy dressed back up. Get him to stand up right. The problem with mine, and it's probably a spread problem for these figures, is that certain things don't like to hold together like they're supposed to. But even still, it's a very good figure. First, you can give him his cloak back. And Igor, I mean, there is spots on his shoulders somewhere where you can peg him in, but who cares about that thing? This is the part I care about. He can hold it, only in his right hand, unfortunately. I don't think he can hold it in the left. Yeah, that's not a bad look. If you don't want him holding the weapon, you can store it. There's a little peg here, a little hole back here. What I like to do is I like to take this little hole on the back of his cloak and line it up with the peg hole in the gun to hold the cloak in position better. And it keeps it from falling off. And yeah, this pretty much does it for the basics. Let's just get the comparisons out of the way. Let me straighten them out. There we go. Now, comparisons. I gotta move him way back because he is a tall figure, so he needs a little space to spread his wings. Alright, comparisons. Here he is next to the Last Night Barricade. As you can see, he's quite a bit taller than Barricade, as he should be. Here he is next to Studio Series Ratchet. Here he is next to Studio Series Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime. He towers over Optimus. And just because I had him here, here he is next to Takara Dark of the Moon Air Raid. Here he is next to Revenge of the Fallen / Dark of the Moon Starscream. That's actually not a bad size comparison. If you're a scale nut, I think that works out. Here he is next to Movie 1 Studio Series Megatron. My personal favorite of the Studio Series Megatrons so far. And here he is next to the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. Stand. If it weren't for these panels popping off of this guy so loosely, he'd be my number 2 favorite. Unfortunately, that position belongs to this guy now. And that pretty much does it for the comparisons. Now, last thing to show off, what do I do with that box? There it is. Ugh. Like all Studio Series figures, he comes with a box insert. Now, I don't use them myself, but they do make a very lovely display base for your figures. And I think that... And the background for him is his African desert base, which I think it works pretty well. Again, I don't use these, but if you do like a little display base for your figures, Studio Series hooks you up with one. Alright. This has been the... I'm not done yet. Alright, as he stands, he is about 7.5 inches tall, maybe just a little over 7.5 inches tall. And at the time of release, he was about $50, but I got lucky and found this guy for like $10 less. Now, would I recommend finding this guy? Yes. I mean, I guess it's worth it. I mean, if you like the Dark of the Moon design for Megatron, this is easily the best action figure representation of him you are going to find. And despite its small problems, it is a hell of a lot better than the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron from Studio Series. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking this guy up if you can find him for retail price or less. So yeah, this has been the Dark of the Moon Leader Class Megatron. Now, if you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, leave a nice comment, and enjoy the rest of your day. And join me next time when I go over, I don't know, actually. I mean, I know I said I'd look over my custom oil slick, but I've been having second thoughts about that. I don't know. I guess whatever comes to thought first. Whatever I feel like putting behind this camera next, I'll review it. Until then, I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.